Hello, eighth graders. This is Monday's lesson for October the 12th. I'm just going to go over it, and hopefully, if you have any questions, it'll answer those questions. Before we start, I want to draw your attention to this announcement that I made in stream. If you do not, or if you did not take your common assessment already, please arrange time to do so. It will be your first test grade. That's just a reminder for anybody that hasn't taken it yet, since you may not or may not see me. For today's lesson, click on classwork, of course, and if you are planning to go to my Zoom session for this week only, it has its own Zoom link. I had to do a new one because I'll have 7th and 8th graders in at the same time. Go down to work for the week of October 12th through October 16th. This is October 12th. We're going to be talking about the elements of a myth. Open up your slideshow. Everything, of course, as we've been doing, is going to be linked through here, through this slideshow. Look, you only have like a few slides today. It won't be too bad. Your objective today is 8.8a, demonstrate knowledge of literary genre. We did talk about genre last week when we talked about fiction, nonfiction, poetry, biography, autobiography, fairy tales, all those fun things to read. But this time we're going to be focused on a myth. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to determine the elements of a myth. Your agenda today: don't forget to do your daily attendance sign-in. This is super, super important since I may or may not be seeing you in the live session, depending on if you need to attend another class. This is how I will be taking attendance. Then we have the bell ringer, and I want you to read the elements of a myth anchor chart. There's a video about myths, there's a practice activity, and then your exit ticket is a quizzes. And this is a reminder to return to Google Classroom and click mark as done when you have finished the entire lesson. And then, of course, at the end of this video, I will link the video to the word video if you need it for reference. Okay, your bell ringer today. Have you ever heard of the following mythological gods and goddesses? Circle the ones that sound familiar to you. I am unable to do that because it will only allow you to do it in student mode. And since I'm in teacher mode, it's not going to allow that access for me. But you are just going to simply read through these names, like Zeus. If you have heard of Zeus, you're going to circle Zeus. If you've not heard of Zeus, don't circle him. Okay, you can pause the video to complete these activities that I provide to you. Here's your elements of a myth's anchor chart. It says myths are fictional stories, so they are made-up stories that come from ancient Greece and Roman culture. So they're made up Greece and Roman. Myths may explain parts of nature, such as like how we get storms, why there are earthquakes. So what about droughts? How do we have the stars? What makes the sun rise and what makes seasons change? These are all stories that come from Greek and Roman myths about how these events take place. Myths also explain the origin or beginning of things in our world, such as how the beginning of Earth was, or about the beginning of humankind, or the beginning of good and evil. The characters can be gods, goddesses, monsters, and humans. And then myths may teach a moral lesson, which means it's going to teach you, based on something that they've read, it's going to teach you some kind of lesson at the end. Okay, now we're going to watch this video about, this should say how to determine elements of a myth. Hold on. Let me make this change. Oh, no. All caps? No. Okay. right, now let's watch the video. You don't have to do that part. That's okay. We already did our warm up. Look how pretty it is there, though, in Greece. Okay, and you don't have to do the drawing. We're going to do this little practice, which is another one that you're going to write on that I am not able to write on, but basically your directions say to write an M next to the description that describes a myth. So if there's no evidence to support, if that describes a myth, put an M here. Usually occurs in ancient time, put an M or leave it blank. Stories of gods in ancient cultures, put an M or leave it blank. Actual heroes, no true of facts, occurs in the past, certain cultures, may be evidence to support, exaggerated facts. You can always pause if you need more time. I'm going on to the exit. Your exit ticket today is going to take you to a quizzes. Make sure and put your first and last name. Remember that it can read to you, but my recommendation, because I did try it, is if you want to have it read to you, I would turn the music off because the music gets really loud and it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear it read. So here's how you turn it off. Here's how you turn it on. The green means it's on. Of course, my music's off. And then when you finish, remember it says return to Google Classroom and click mark as done. And then also don't forget to do your Common Assessment 1 from, what day did we do that? Friday, I think it was, your Common Assessment 1. Okay? All right. Well, I may or may not see you guys tomorrow. I hope everything goes well. Take care. Bye-bye.